everybody. Welcome back to the Retro Wrestling Review USWA podcast. I'm your host, Gene Jackson, coming to you as always from beautiful Gadsden, Alabama, in the Retro Wrestling Archive, along with producer Smokey doing his thing behind the scenes. And of course, I want you to help me in welcoming my co-host. First up, he's never had his woman kidnapped by Jimmy Valiant for weeks at a time, and no one has ever accused him of talking like Roddy Piper. It's Josh Briley of P3 Radio. What's up, Josh?
I cannot argue with you on that one, man. Neither of those things have ever happened, but man, a lot of other things have happened though, but it hasn't been Roddy Piper-ish. I got accused of looking like Jeff Dunham, like in the 8th grade.
Wow.
Or not Jeff Dunham. What's that dude's name? Harry Dunn from Dumb and Dumber. Jeff Daniels.
Oh, Jeff Daniels.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah.
Wow.
This fucker had everyone at my lunch table convinced that I look like Jeff Daniels. I don't see it.
Yeah, no, them's fighting words there, man. I was trying to figure out the Jeff Dunham thing, and then I'm even more dumbfounded by Jeff Daniels. I don't know how anybody could look like Jeff Daniels in 8th grade for that matter, but
yeah, maybe it was my haircut.
Oh, okay. All right. Well then, yeah.
Either way, how you doing, Gene?
I'm good. No one has accused me of looking like a part of the Dumb and Dumber cast this morning, so I guess things are better than I thought they were. So before we get too far along, though, we've got to bring him on, our other co-host. He's the owner, founder, and president of STSpod.club, and he's Jonesboro, Arkansas's favorite resident. You know him. You love him. It's the spoiler, Brian Trammell. What's up, BT?
The spoiler, what's going on, guys? I had someone say I looked like Elvis Presley when I was in the 8th grade, so you can't beat that. Elvis Presley, I know. Boy, that quietened everything down, didn't it?
I was just going to picture you in 8th grade with like honky tonk man hair.
I found out that was a wig. Like
I needed a wig. I know. I told my friend. We were talking. I talked to one of my lifelong friends yesterday. I said, at 10 years old, I started losing my hair, and he grew a porno mustache at 10 years old. So yeah, that's the way it works, guys. Gene, my best friend and my favorite co-host of P3 Radio, Josh. I'm getting Buck over here with Jolly Roll Furniture, but we had a spaghetti incident. See what I did there? And we're not part of Spaghetti Warehouse. They're not sponsoring us anymore. I hate to hear that, but shit happens. I do have a question for y'all to start out the day. Have you ever had a wrestling dream? Because I had one this week. And it was about one of our listeners. So I'm going to tell you the dream, but is any time during your life you think of a wrestling dream you had that sticks with you?
Yeah, we talked about in July of this year on the show. I had a dream before the Leatherface mask versus Lawler. And when he set him on fire or whatever, yeah, it broke my heart.
Wow.
What about you, Gene?
Not one that really stands out, honestly. I would just be making something up if I said I did have one that I remember. So I'll.
In the past, I dreamed one time that I was in the middle of the ring. This was during the war, the Monday Night Wars, and I was in the middle of the ring with a mask on, and Vince McMahon was talking to me. I dreamed that, but this past week, I had a dream about Mike Needham. Mike, let me just say, me and you are even, motherfucker. I'm done with you. We're even. I broke your nose, and you left me outside the arena in Jackson at wrestling and would not come pick me up. Can y'all believe that? I phoned him. He said, "You find a way home." I said, "What?" So I always had.
Are you sure this didn't really happen? Because I could totally see that happening right now.
So then I walk over to Jerry Lawler, who's getting in his, I don't know what year it was, but it was a Nova. It was a Nova car.
Two or 4-door?
4-door Nova.
Oh, a nerd Nova. No. Hey, what the fuck?
In my mind, I thought about that post I saw that he's selling his Corvette.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking he sold his Corvette. Now he's got a Nova. It's what I'm thinking in my dream. And I asked the king, he's putting his bags in his trunk. And I said, man, can you give me a ride home? And the king did me wrong too. So the king would not give me a ride. Mike Needham wouldn't come pick me up. And I woke up and I was still trying to get something to work on my phone. It never would work. So there you go. We're even, Mike. And Gene, you fucking cursed us. You Danhoused us. Hope they bring it this week, is what you said 2 weeks ago. Jesus Christ, they brought it again this week. So there you go.
I was really hoping the payoff to that story is after you called Josh your favorite co-host of P3 Radio, since you was in Jackson of all places, you tried to call Josh. He hung up on you, and then Richard come through and saved the day, picked you up, gave you a ride. But damn it, that's not.
But if Richard came and picked him up, he would definitely do it on like an electric scooter or something, so it was uncomfortable all the way back to Jonesboro.
Speaking of Dumb and Dumber, relive that scene again.
Oh yes, it was. I have this dream of maybe once a month, maybe twice a month that I'm somewhere and my phone doesn't work. And I can't get, it's usually I'm trying to call my wife, but it never works. It's like it's working, but I can't get to the actual phone app. So I don't know. It's my therapist says it's an anxiety dream. And I said, yeah, right. Like I knew that, motherfucker. So
all right. And that concludes our first segment ever of BT's new segment of I Had a Dream, and I'm going to get an audio of Martin Luther King right there that we'll plug in each time we do this segment. So, shout out.
Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all entertaining me and the audience entertaining me. There you go. Fuck you, Mike Needham.
Hey, speaking of Richard saving the day and these shows being bad recently, how about last week? We have gotten a lot of great feedback, comments on the YouTube videos. I had people messaging me. Everybody was so happy that Richard returned, if not for 1 week. And man, I'll be honest, I forgot just how much of a different show this becomes when Richard's on it. You know what I mean? And that's not, I'm not saying anything bad about when he's not on or knocking any of us, but he looks at this a lot different than we do. You know what I mean? Like we have more of a nostalgia for it, and we look at it more through the eyes of back then. And Richard just looks more like this is awful and just finds ways to make fun of it. And when you have shows like we had the last 2 weeks, it doesn't hurt. So shout out to Richard for joining us last week. I do want to mention, as you're listening to this, if you're hearing this as it drops on Wednesday, this Saturday night, Hub City Brewery in Jackson, Tennessee. You can come see Richard, myself, and some other great comedians performing there. It's a big comedy show. I hope you join us. I've heard from a few different people who are rumored to be there. If they show up, that should be pretty fun. But I'm not going to say any names because you know how that goes. Everybody's going to be somewhere until it comes time to happen. And then sometimes nobody's there. And then sometimes Mike Needham does show up. And that was last year. So hopefully we will see him there again. So
get your tickets, folks. Get your tickets.
Right.
I ordered a couple of tickets. I won't be there, but I did get a couple of tickets. So.
Well, that's very nice of you. I
know
Richard
got a sponsor my boy. So there you go.
That's awesome.
I heard that's where the Spaghetti Warehouse fell out. You asked them to buy some tickets and be a sponsor.
We don't have time for that. That incident was horrible. Jesus.
I hope Spaghetti Warehouse shuts down, them assholes.
Them motherfuckers. Them and Mike Needham.
Oh, I just got word they have. They're no longer there.
There we go.
Good job, BT. Put a stop to that bullshit. All right. Well, right now you asked me if I ever had a dream related to wrestling. Well, this week a dream came true that I've had this whole season, because as I turned on the November 2nd, 1991 episode of USWA Championship Wrestling, I was so excited to see this.
Ready to go. another day of USWA Championship Wrestling. Michael St. John's taking the day off. We have our able assistant today, Corey Maclin, who's going to be joining us and got quite a show coming up. Corey.
Oh, we do, Dave. We do. What a lineup. Doug Masters, Bart, Sawyer will be in today. The new kids, Brian and Tony, with us also as well. Also, the Missouri Tiger, Jeff Gaylord. I know we all remember him. He's back on the card today. Dr. Tom Pritchard will be here, and a six-man tag match. What a tag team match. Eric Embry, Billy Joe Travis, Dog of War versus Jeff Jarrett, Robert Fuller, and William the Freezer Thompson.
Oh, my goodness. What a...
Oh, yes, we do, Dave.
Mac Daddy's in the house.
Mac Daddy's here. He's low-key. He has not found his voice yet. And that was weird. I was waiting, we got a big show, baby. Yes, we do, Dave. He's a little bit of radio announcery there in there. So, yeah, so we got that. So, this show can't be that bad because Corey's here, and, I'm happy about it. Again, we heard that the great new tag team that everybody was so impressed with last week, Doug Masters and Bart Sawyer, are here. They're going to be taking on the new kids, Brian and Tony, who are back. And if it's not good enough news that Corey Maclin's here, the Missouri fucking Tiger, Jeff Gaylord, is in the house. And I see Josh smiling and BT shaking his head unapprovingly. So, we had a lot of fun with old Jeff Gaylord in 1993.
Yes, we did.
Boy, some of those promos, especially the one where he turned babyface, the one I like to deem the never-ending promo where they had to play the music and guys were coming out to the ring. Yeah, Corey wasn't there to wrap them up like he did on Randy and Stacy on Power Pro on the recent episode we did yesterday. Or I'm sorry, as this comes out Wednesday, it would be this past Saturday. Forget all the timing of how this stuff actually drops, but you get it. Boy, we come in hot right out of the gate. We go right to a six-man tag today. We're going to be having Eric Embry, Billy Joe Travis, and the Dog of War in the main event, taking on Jeff Jarrett, Robert Fuller, and William the Freezer Thompson. So if you had any question about whether he's getting pushed, he is in here rubbing shoulders with the World Tag Team Champions. I hope if they lose the six-man, that doesn't mean they got to split the team and you can't have any combination of those three together. That would definitely be upsetting for sure. Dog of War comes out. He's demanding a chair. He needs a place to sit because, by God, he told us last week he was going to sit and wait for Jimmy Valiant to show up, and he has it on good authority that he's going to be showing up here today. Eddie Marlin comes out and tells him the Dog of War is in the building, but he's back in the dressing room. And so Mr. Eddie Marlin, the matchmaker, the man who comes out here and lays down the law, comes out here and tells this man, hey, you can't interrupt the show. Jimmy Valiant will be out here later. Why don't you leave? And then next thing we know, we go to a break and we come back. Eddie Marlin has been forced to compromise. Dog of War is not going anywhere. But all right, you can sit in a chair over there beside the desk, but you better be quiet. Don't bother nobody. This felt like something out of like grade school where the guy had to sit next to the teacher's desk. All right, you sit right there. Don't move and don't be making faces and mugging for the camera over here. So he is convinced that Flea is going to be with handsome Jimmy Valiant when he shows back up. And boy, I'm on pins and needles waiting to see how that plays out. I mean, I don't know, you guys, I'm sure you've bound to, intentionally or not, have pictured in your head what a lady named Flea who hangs out with the Dog of War must look like. So, BT, I don't want to step on your toes, but spoiler, today you're going to finally see, after the weeks of build-up, who Flea is, what she looks like, and what Dog of War's old lady is all about. But first up, we're going to have a tag team match. Doug Masters and Bart Sawyer against the new kids, Brian Christopher and Tony Williams. And I started to clip from this match, but I didn't. We're going to have a little clip of the afterbirth here. But what did you guys think of this tag team match? And I don't know, was you a little more impressed with Masters and Sawyer than last week, or no, still not on board?
I was with Bart Sawyer. I was more impressed with him, but I felt like the beginning of this fucking match was like Arm Drag City. Like it was a showcase of arm drags, and they did multiple tags. This guy comes in, this guy, and it's arm drag after arm. I thought it was 1986 again, dude. It was fucking crazy. And then they got to wrestling, and then it blossomed, and I was like, okay, I ain't got shit for Doug Masters. He did not do anything to improve on my opinion of him from last week. Bart Simpson did, though. Like I'll say, he actually can fucking move in there, and he's don't have a stick up his ass, and he actually looks fluid in what he's doing. It looks okay. He's not goddamn Lou Thez or anything, but he's better than he was. But yeah, I liked seeing Brian and Tony out there in the crowd being into it. They were fucking crazy for Brian even back then.
BT?
I thought, yeah, exactly what Josh said, but it was just, I noticed something. This is like twice this has happened with Brian Christopher, and I know you're going to say, well, BT, it's Jerry Lawler's son. They don't do psychology at the beginning of these matches. It's like they give Brian as much as they can give him to make him happy. And make Jerry happy. It just turns into them trying to, I don't even know what they're trying to do at the front of the match, but then when it turns into, them actually getting heat, it's pretty good. The Kid Wicked did not, I call it Kid Wicked. Tony did those freaking arm drags he was doing. They didn't look really good. And then, I thought it was funny that they were marking out for a Japanese arm drag. Big move.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What a maneuver, Dave. Even
yeah, what a maneuver. Yeah. And Josh has called him Bart Sawyer and Bart Simpson, so I had to take 2 drinks so far today. By the way, I know y'all made fun of Bart Sawyer's hair last week. And being a different color and blah, blah. Mm-hmm. You do know that was intentional, right? That he was trying to look like the yellow Bart Simpson.
Well, it worked.
And I went back and watched some Portland this week just to see if I was correct on how over he was. He was fucking over as the Bartman. And Dave actually calls him Bartman in the promo. Yep.
Throughout the episode.
I have a friend called Bartman because of that reason. He was like Bart Simpson back in the day. A little menace.
I wondered if Dave, somebody told him to call him that, or if Dave was like a Simpsons fan and he got the reference or something. Because I feel like if they had only put it as a note, he might have said like Bartman, not realizing how you're supposed to say it. I don't know, but
they had a video, Gene. You remember? I tuned into the premiere for Everybody Do the Bartman. It was like a commercial and shit. So I made sure I tuned in, and Everybody Do the Bartman. There were shirts. The Simpsons were crazy over. South Park in the 90s over back then.
You know how over they were when you went to a local carnival? They had Black Bart. There was a Bartman and he was black on the t-shirt.
Hey, no shit. Whenever Uncle Danny went to Mexico in 93, as while they were the American Eagles or whatever, he brought me back some Mexican Bart Simpson stuff. El Barto, and then it was the Mexican Bartman. But
hell yeah, buddy.
On the shirt it said El Barto. I thought that was awesome.
Please tell me he did, and I just don't remember it. Did Uncle Danny during that craze ever make a shirt with Bart Simpson with a star over his eye?
No.
Oh, that's a missed opportunity. I would have had that
son of a bitch. He was probably fearful of getting sued and shit back then.
I mean, if you're selling that at house shows, Memphis house shows, and like how they ain't gonna know. But some asshole I guess could have reported them or something. But we may have to retroactively make that a thing, if you know what I mean.
That'd be awesome.
The t-shirt store, first of all, thank you to all the people who've been ordering shirts lately. Thank you. We've actually been moving some shirts over there, as Corey would say.
In there.
But so I was kind of surprised to hear Dave refer to him as the Bartman. I was surprised to see, you say they got stuff in because it's Lawler's son, but the first 2 or 3 minutes of the match is just Tony Williams in there working his arm and, like you said, arm dragging. And
Yeah,
I would have preferred it be like maybe like the Freezer Thompson thing where Brian gets in there, gets some shine for the first couple minutes, and they tag Tony in and just shut it down. And and that's when they start to get in the heat. But that isn't exactly how it went. But there was
Tony
one
Lawler.
horrible.
That's Tony Lawler. Remember?
There's one horrible camera angle where Bart Sawyer has one of them down on the mat flat in and they get a camera shot straight from behind, and I'm like, BT's loving this right now. Like,
Yeah.
is Bert Prentice running the camera? Because it stayed on it an uncomfortable amount of time. I was just like, can we get a different angle? Jesus Christ.
Can you imagine? That's probably why Michael St. John didn't show back up. He found out Bart Simpson got some new tights, and they were about a size too small. That would have tore him up. That's a good-looking young man in that ring right there.
That's some
Went
new
to
gear, Dave.
Calgary Stampede. They were tag team champions, beating the Hearts. And what the fuck?
Dave, they beat Hanson and Brody recently in Japan. Michael Brody's dead. Oh, I mean, Gordy and Williams. That's who they beat for the
Bruiser Bedlam. That's what I meant.
The all New Japan Asiatic Intercontinental Tag Team titles, Dave. It happened. I promise. You can look it up. And you won't be able to read it because it's in Japanese, but just trust me. That's what it's talking about. But yeah, I was expecting Corey to be like, can we change the camera shot? I can see what he had for dinner. But we get to hear a promo from Sawyer and Masters. Let's check this out.
We saw what happened. We saw how you cheated and held him right there. It's just disgusting to see when you guys obviously have wrestling ability to see you do that.
I didn't do it. Nobody saw me do it. You guys can't prove anything.
There's the word from the Bartman.
And I'll tell you what, come Monday night, Jeff Jarrett, Robert Fuller, we're going to be in Memphis, Tennessee. We had the belts in our hands, and you two thieves stole them from us. They were ours. They were ours, and you took them. But we're coming back Monday night because we're as bad as it takes. If I got to poke you in the eye, if I got to break your nose, if I got to reach down your throat and rip out that tongue of yours, it's going to happen in Memphis. Let me tell you something, all you idiots out in TV land. I told you a few weeks ago I was bringing in a big, bad partner, and look at him. Here he is. And we're going to stay undefeated forever, baby. Like you said, Monday night, Mid-South Coliseum, them world tag team belts are going around our ways. Like it or don't like it.
Well, I'm not sure whether we like it or not, but I think I know the answer to that one. But I can tell you this. You know, I don't have to tell you, too, in order to win the world titles, it's going to take something to take it off the champions who have held those belts for quite some time.
Let me tell you something. Ever since I come here, Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller, they've been closet champions. That's right, closet champions. They don't have no guts, and finally they got two men to put the belts up against. Come Monday night, them belts are going around our ways, baby.
We'll see. Doug Masters and Bart Sawyer, they do have the match schedule coming up this week, and we'll find out what happens in the ring.
Masters just looks odd. Like something about him is just off-putting. Is it just me, BT, or I mean,
I don't have a huge problem with him. I didn't like that promo. I thought I was waiting for Bart Sawyer to do the Bartman thing or something. The dude is not used to being a heel because he's making up shit. But Masters was one of those guys who was going to be mid card no matter what, and it's okay to be mid card. It's okay to do be a good hand, as they used to say. But I don't think this push of them being the top heel tag team where they're, and I think Josh is the one that said it last week, they're the Andersons. They're like, they're wrestling and they're putting people's in hold and people's. They're putting people's in hold.
People's in holds is we gotta stop this.
Woo! My Memphis slang just hit out.
Calm down, Maine.
Them Maines were putting people's in.
He had that Maine in an armbar.
But
like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. Just something about Doug Masters just looks odd to me. Like, for one thing, those trunks come up a little higher than normal, so that looks strange. It just is, I don't know.
He reminds me of a guy that was real fat at one time, and he's still self-conscious about it. It's like he's lost weight, but he wants to put those trunks up there. Oh, my belly, my belly.
He may have an Audi belly button.
Oh, that could be it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at something else when Doug started doing his promo, and man, I thought it was like Chick Donovan up there. The way he started sounding and the way he was talking in the cadence and all, it's like it literally sounded like Chick Donovan, but he wasn't saying shit. And it's just,
Somebody may gave him some tapes to watch after last week. Like, hey, go study Chick Donovan or Austin Idol or somebody. Get a sound to you. And Bart starts out using Bart Simpson lines. I was just waiting for him. Don't have a cow, Dave.
Yeah.
Good.
I was like, wait now, you're a heel. Stop it.
Exactly. All right. I get that he, as much as any guy with blonde hair at the time, looks like Bart Simpson, but okay, bring him in as a babyface. You can't bring him in as a
that's
heel,
what I said.
Play up the Bart Simpson shit and expect him to have heat.
I would have done it. I would have brought him in as a babyface like he was in Portland and just, went down with it. Just big time Bartman. The crowd would have loved. The crowd got into it so much, and they believed when he would do a promo and stuff, they would believe what the angle he was working because he was so over. So I don't get it. Maybe he just decided, hey, it's the same thing Rich said one time on the podcast. My buddy Gene Jackson does that podcast with them. Is that they and I never looked at it this way, but when they bring somebody in new, it's like they have a spot to fill. So you have to either be a heel or a baby. So they had a spot to fill. Bart finished up in Portland, came down with his buddy Masters, and they had to have a heel tag team to feed to Jarrett and Travis. So that's what happened.
Yeah, I would rather them turn somebody and made room for Bart as a babyface and had somebody else turn heel.
Yeah, me too.
But a better fit. Turn Robert Fuller because he's an awkward babyface to me. I'd rather see him as a heel. Have him turn on Jarrett. You can have Jarrett and Bart Sawyer. Have Fuller and Doug Masters. Never let Doug Masters speak. Just let Robert do all the talking. And maybe we'd have something here. Boy, the team of Masters and Sawyer against Jarrett and Fuller, it isn't doing shit for me. But we'll see how things go. Next up, Dave reminds us next week the show is going to start a half hour early because of the Breeders' Cup. Then we got Notre Dame football at 3, and then it will return to its normal time. He also plugs a big free wrestling event at Airport Toyota. Had to be postponed last Saturday because of rain. It's happening today at 2:00. Names off all the people who's going to be there. Here's a little fun thing. We do the thing at the end. Would you have gone to Airport Toyota to see Jerry Lawler, Billy Joe Travis, the New Kids, Masters and Sawyer, Jeff Gaylord, and by God, Freezer Thompson's going to be there at Airport Toyota. Probably the first time his name was ever promoted as part of a show outside of television. So that's pretty fun. So then we hear where all they're going to be throughout the week. West Memphis and Paragould and Jonesboro, Blytheville. And then here comes Billy Joe Travis. Last week, he introduced us to Not the Sandman, and there's a pretty cool T-shirt over on the website if you want to check that out, of Not the Sandman. I've had a few messages about that this week. But apparently, Not the Sandman wasn't any more impressive at the Coliseum than he was on TV because that was a one-and-done gimmick, and we're not even talking about it this week because he has somebody new that's going to come in and on his behalf is going to kick the King's ass and he's going to take the unified world title. Welcome back, Jeffrey Gaylord.
Well, here we are. Billy Joe Travis is here with the...
Come on, Dave Brown. Who's this?
This is Corey Maclin.
I don't like him. Now, I want you to pan this camera around right now. Look at all these. Shine that camera. Look around. How they out here? I have never seen such ugly people. You ain't TV stars.
Billy Joe Travis insulting everybody in the studio. If you want to do an interview, I suggest you get over here and do it right now. For one thing, I don't have enough cable to go that way. And for another thing, I'm not going to run all over the studio.
Lawler! Let me tell you something. 99 more calls I've got. But you know what I found out, Dave Brown? This is going to be a little profitable for old Billy Joe Travis. You know, people are calling me. They're paying me to come in to take something very dirty. If they don't shut up, I can't talk.
They're chanting Lawler, Lawler.
Anyway, they're paying me to come in to take that stinking world heavyweight title that he sleeps with, that he holds around every night. He puts it on his head. He uses it as a pillow. Well, Lawler, let me tell you something. What I brought in, you take a look at this body. You've never been in the gym a day in your life. And Punk, this man has vowed to me that he will take the world heavyweight title and give it to Billy Joe Travis for what you've done to me. Shine that picture right now. This is the real, true All-American. Get it on that tape right now. Shine it on there. Right now. Look at that. Look at that. Bob Hope and the real All-American.
Billy, a lot of
Jeff
people
Gaylord.
claim they're All-American, but there's my proof.
Yeah.
And after I beat
That's right.
Lawler, baby, I'll be on top of the world with
All
Billy
right,
Joe Travis.
all right, get it back up. Now, Lawler, have you ever heard of the 500-pound club? He can bench press over 500 pounds. Get down on your knees,
Hey,
baby.
that's just
Get down.
right.
Get down. Watch this, Lawler.
All right, he's in shape.
What do you think about that? Let go of that microphone, Dave Brown. This is my TV show. Hey, Punk. Hey, Punk. Do you want to go back to the dressing room? Because this man will beat your brains out. Bring him on in. Sick him, baby. Sick him. Woo! Now
Billy Travis. Billy Travis, for some reason, Dave, has gone berserk. I tell you, he's a crazy man.
Well, he is. He's wild. There's no doubt about it. He's
Now,
incredibly upset after
If you're going to
Lawler.
be out here, you can sit right by the ring. You don't have to come over here either. Well, I tell you what.
He's incredibly upset after Lawler burned him with
Yeah,
threw the
that's what
fire
it
at
is.
him.
That's the problem. And I tell you, I wish King would come out here now.
That's what is going to happen to Lawler. Look at that. That's Lawler in the ring.
Jeff Gaylord with TD Steele in the ring now. In our single bout here, Jeff Gaylord, he's got TD Steele in the air. Just slams him down. Missouri Tiger, he's powerful, though. He is a powerful man.
TD Steele is not having an easy time of it. Thrown out of the ring.
Where's
now.
TD out there? There's Billy Travis. He's
Oh,
gonna
Travis interfering.
Yeah. Well, TD right on the concrete floor. The body slam.
I'll tell you what, that Travis, now he
Billy
rolls
Travis.
TD back into the ring. Jeff Gaylord, the Missouri Tiger, waiting right there, picks him up. TD fired across the way into the ropes, comes off and hit a big clothesline. Billy Joe Travis yelling and screaming out here. Beat him, beat him. Well, keep this in mind, Billy Joe Travis. That's not Jerry Lawler in here. That's not
right.
to take anything away from
That's
TD
right.
Steele, but that's not Jerry Lawler. Remember that.
Yeah. Billy Travis knows who he is. I guarantee you that. All he has to do is look in the mirror. He knows who the king is.
Look at him.
Yeah.
My man. The new world heavyweight champion right there.
Gaylord with a...
There's Dog of War
Breakdown on
sitting
TV
out here.
still.
Just a reminder, the Dog of War is out here. He's waiting for Jimmy
still out
Valiant.
here,
for him.
yeah. Gaylord on the top rope, Dave. Touchdown with a kick on TD Steele.
It's Brian time again.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Frank Morrell.
Oh my God, where do we even begin with this clip? First of all, is Jeff Gaylord a time traveler? Like, that picture with Bob Hope looked like it was taken in the 50s.
It did, because Bob Hope was real young.
Yes.
It was a time travel. I think about that. But he looked real young in that.
I just love the notion that is what made it the 100% stamp on
Yeah.
I am for
Yeah,
real
yeah.
All-American. You see that? That's Bob Hope standing right there.
Not that he was
Am I
drafted
missing
for the
something?
NFL. None of that stuff that happened. It was because of Bob Hope. But yeah.
He signed it, Dave. Do you see that? He signed. You don't sign it if you're not a real All-American.
See, like, this is the days before the internet, like when you could have a web page and showcase
Yeah.
your little signed pictures and whatever. So Jeff Gaylord, the only way he could brag about it is fucking show it on TV somehow. Like, he had to have brought that to the studio. Here, get a picture
Oh,
of it.
yeah.
Show it. Like, God.
And they didn't get it up there quick enough for Travis, and he's having a fit. Put it up there.
And he assaults Dave.
It's
Like my
he's
jaw
finally
dropped.
the guy. I've talked about this for a while, but Dave has held on to that microphone relentlessly. I mean, I talked about a promo I saw where Richard Lee, the Moondogs, tried to get the microphone and Dave wouldn't have it. He just kept moving his arm, and finally Richard Lee gave up. Billy Joe Travis got the mic away from Dave, and Dave looked so fucking defeated. He looked like he wanted to punch Billy Travis in the mouth.
Well, Billy Travis punched him in the stomach. Like, did you see that? He gave him a shot, and Dave backed up. Like, my jaw dropped when that happened. I was like, holy shit. It was like something off of Tim and Eric, dude. It was bizarre. I laughed so goddamn hard during this stuff. And the beginning of the match, TD's got a hunker down problem, man. That's what I call it. He wants to fucking get in the rut and get down low and hit them ropes and all that shit. He almost broke his fucking neck.
Again.
Jeff Gaylord came off with that clothesline and clotheslined him in the top of the head. Like, TD is bound to get fucked up. And then the crazy choke.
Oh, my God. He wasn't holding on to Jeff's arms. He was literally hanging by his fucking neck.
From his neck.
Gaylord powered his ass up with only arm strength and got him in that choke, that fucking submission. I have never seen any shit like that before.
When I was first watching this and I seen Gaylord reach around and grab him, like, all right, TD, grab his arms. And then as he starts pulling him up, like, he's not grabbing his arms. I was like, oh my God, his arms are down by his side. He's going to pull his head off right here on live TV. What the fuck? Like, but there was so much stuff going on in the promo with Billy Joe, and then the push-ups with Billy Joe on his back. I mean, that was wild. And then I was like, well, man, you don't get any more comedy than that. And then the bell rang and it got worse. Like you said, TD's in the ring doing like
he started doing a sexual dance.
Yes. I was like, is he fixing to give Gaylord a lap dance? What is he threatening him with right now? He's freaking.
I didn't know what Travis was doing to Gaylord there on the floor either. That kind of scared me. I think there is a shining star in this whole presentation. Go back and listen to Corey Maclin. He is so good in this. He hates Billy Travis because Travis didn't know who he was. Maybe that, you know who I am. That's what he was thinking in his mind. But he is so good. He said something like Lawler burned Travis. He said he wished Lawler to come out right now. In other words, he wished he would burn him again. I thought Travis's burn, it cleared up really quick.
He must have had some of that steroid cream.
Yeah, that's probably he got it from that the VD factory or something, you know. But that Valtrex
kicked in quick for him apparently.
Well, I didn't know the name of it, but yeah,
you don't remember those commercials that used to come on all the time? Uncomfortable. But yeah, so that match, I was like, TD is going to die before this match is over with, and then he got. Of all things, Jeff Gaylord goes up for a missile drop kick. I'm pretty sure his head hit that light up there. If not, great.
We forgot in that chain of events, the first three moves of the match, Jeff Gaylord hit a leg drop on him and sat on TD's fucking head. He dropped a whole ass on him.
Nothing but ass. I mean,
he purposely did that. He had to.
And when he jumped up for that knee, I thought, oh, my God, he killed him with his ass. He's fixing to drive a knee through his freaking throat, I bet. Like, it was just – that may have been the worst match I ever seen Gaylord had, and that's saying something because we saw some awful shit. 93.
Oh, man, it was horrible.
The world's longest botchamania clip. It was just every – like, all right, maybe he'll get it back on track. No, it never gets on track. But – like you said, some of it's just TD gets too low. Like Doug Masters nearly fucking killed him, which I guess is really just his own fault. It really wasn't anything Masters did. But you know that spot we saw a couple weeks ago?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Top of his head on the fucking ring apron. And I don't know if you guys know this, but that's the hardest part of the ring.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
thanks, man.
They'll let you know real quick if you didn't know already. But yeah, you know, I had been a big supporter of Billy Joe Travis. I didn't like the promo last week. I didn't like BT was putting in his herpes outbreak that was supposed to be a burn when his whole head had been lit on fire, and he comes out there with this little red spot on his face. I kind of went on a tirade on the Power Pro review show last week, but then this is where Billy Travis just completely loses me right here. Is this line?
Well, here we are. Billy Joe Travis is here with the.
Come on, Dave Brown. Who's this?
This is Corey Maclin.
I don't like him. Now, I want you to pan this camera around.
How dare you not like Corey Maclin? Damn it.
Oh, wow.
If he runs Corey Maclin off, I'm going to be pissed because I've been waiting all year. He was on there that one time, and then now he finally shows back up. Do you guys remember? I was thinking about this as I was watching this and realizing, like, oh, shit, we're in November. If you think back to 93, November and December is when 93 went to shit, too. Like, those last two, like, we had a good time through the majority of the year. I mean, it was up and down, but November and December got real hard to watch. Like, every week when it come time to watch it, it's like, oh, fuck.
But to be fair, Gene, come on, the last couple months during that time period, it was all syndication shit that didn't tie together with what the results were, and a lot of the shit on the show it presented was just like wrestling matches. It wasn't anything that tied together. We never even saw Richard Lee on like the last two shows, but in the results, he was in some of the main shit on the Monday night card.
I'll give you that, but now when we read what did go on, was it awesome? Like, was you like,
No,
fuck, I wish I could have seen that, like, so, yeah, I understand from like what we actually saw perspective that it wasn't, it wasn't good. But when you looked at the Monday night cards and what was actually happening, it was all dog shit too, for 2 or 3 months. And then finally it starts to pick up the following year, which we didn't get to because we jumped back to 91. But I'm just thinking, man, I'm kind of nervous. Is this going to be this rough for the rest of 91, or is something going to pick up? At least Corey Macklin's here, but I don't know. I'm sure Michael St. John will be back next week, but I don't know, because I know before 91's over, I remembered in the beginning, Corey ends up coming in pretty regular towards the end of the year. So I don't know if we're there yet or not. We shall see. But
Meltzer's speculating that Lawler is booking now. Full booker. He's the full-time booker. So I don't know. We always are able to see when he's the booker. So
I would say he's right, strictly based off of basing a main event around this may or may not be the snowman under a mask.
That felt like him too. And then bringing in back Jeff Gaylord just so he can get those jokes in. So,
yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. So we get the card for Monday night, and it's verified here that the semi-main event is going to be a unified title match between Jeff Gaylord and Jerry Lawler. And you're just like, it is hard times when we're bringing in Jeff Gaylord to challenge Jerry Lawler. And then we're going to have a Red Man Rumble Royal, a 15-man over-the-top battle royal, which is going to be done with Royal Rumble rules. Because we got to do something. Like, somebody looked at the card and goes, like, you can't end the night with Jeff Gaylord challenging for the title. Like, we got to do something. Like, well, let's do with them Royal Rumble things like, they're doing up there in the WWF, I guess. I don't know. But I didn't clip very much of this, but I did clip a portion of it. Boy, this is Jerry Lawler at his absolute corniest. Rightfully so, because he's wearing a fucking Bill Cosby sweater.
Good God.
So he might as well be doing old 80s humor. Listen to some of this.
Because here is the king.
Well, I don't have any beef with this guy yet. I don't know, but he's certainly not adding anything to the program being out here. I mean,
A dog?
Just stay over there, because I think there may be somebody here that he wants to see in just a little while anyway. I want to talk just a little bit about this match that I've got coming up now this week. Billy Travis seems all upset that he has not been able to get the job done himself. He was real
angry and mad about the fact that his windows got busted out, and he was out here crying and all this kind of stuff. So he realized he wasn't man enough to get the job done, so he went out and he looked for some help. He brought in this clown last week, this big muscle-bound idiot. He didn't get the job done, so now he says that he's got people calling him, and he comes up with the Missouri Tiger, Jeff Gaylord. Now let me ask, do they still have that? You guys still have that picture anywhere? The football of him and the football team?
Hope, yeah.
No, with Bob Hope. Yeah. Well, anyway.
No, they don't.
I recall Jeff Gaylord in his football playing days, and he did. He started out up in Missouri, and he was playing a little football. I remember the first day he went and tried out for the team. Jeff Gaylord was so stupid that he walked up to the coach, and the coach said, "Do you know what this is right here, Jeff Gaylord? This is a football. Do you think you can pass this football?" Jeff Gaylord looked at it and said, I don't know, Coach. I guess if I could swallow it, I could pass it. Now that's how smart Jeff Gaylord is.
Ugh.
Well, let's be glad Richard hasn't booked Jerry Lawler to come perform at the stand-up show next week. And that wasn't the end of it. He had, this bunch of tired old jokes, the fucking his pea brain and putting it on the edge of a razor. It's so corny. Like it is a stretch to think that anybody's going to buy a ticket to see a main event where Jeff Gaylord's challenging for the unified title. But then you got here and you treat it as the joke that it is by just making corny jokes in your promo. It's like he's not even trying. So I agree with Dave. Lawler probably is booking right here, but to me, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot because you're booking this and now you're making a mockery of it in the promo. It's not going to, there's no way it's going to draw. So then you look like the asshole. Am I wrong in this logic?
I mean, unless Lawler is comfortable in below him, like he thinks that that's what's going to get him there. And what he's got going on now is not shit. So he's just going to make a joke of it. I don't know. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of because, why would you want to tear him down? Even if it is true, even if you come out and a lot of the shit that you do say, but it's demeaning, like how does that make me view Gaylord?
Yeah.
I agree. Like it's negative, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm with both of y'all. I hated this promo. I hated everything he was wearing. I hate Jerry Lawler. Jerry Lawler, I hate you. I hate you in 1991.
So, to be clear, folks, BT has audio of Jerry Lawler mocking him, calling him a fat piece of shit, and that didn't make him hate Jerry Lawler.
No, it didn't.
He shared it. He laughed at it. He thought it was fun. These recent promos have now made BT hate Jerry Lawler more than any insult he personally could hurl at BT himself.
He's insulting all of us with that fucking shirt he's wearing. God.
It started with that goddamn softball tournament with Clint Black and Garth Brooks and that guitar.
I think it started before that with them stupid fucking bright color shirts. By the way, that's what episode is that? Jerry Lawler talks about me in episode 866. So go to my feed. You'll get to hear those nice words, and he wouldn't give me a ride home either. So
I'm gonna have somebody send him this clip of you saying you hate him, and then we'll see if he has if he'd like to update that comment. If he has a new quote for.
We'll get Hot Tamale to call him on air.
Jerry Lawler. That's what BT said about you, man. He hates you. He hates you, Jerry Lawler. Yeah.
Is it bad I hate even you imitating him? I should have never mentioned his name, Hot Tamale. Will you bleep that out? Man. So.
He's got heat, boy. He's a worker. He's got heat with you. So he's doing a good job over there in there. I mean, yeah, I don't know what else really to say about this other than just I mean, not even my question is like, okay, if Lawler doesn't look at this from the standpoint of like, all right, well, if I insult the guy and point out that he's a big muscle bound goof, does that diminish him as a challenger? Beyond that, does Lawler think these tired old jokes are funny? Like that I mean, to me, okay, Gaylord looks bad on his own. And now you're saying things about him that makes him look bad because it looks like he's a goofball. But it also makes you look bad because you're telling these corny ass jokes out here. Like, good Lord. But I think he thinks they work. Like, it's just, because he's been doing it for years. I mean, hell, he used to sell joke books on his gimmick table at one time. So I don't know, man. But I'm kind of like BT, where, I grew up a huge Lawler fan. And the more we watched him in 93, and now even more so in 91, I'm just like, ooh, I don't know. I mean, I get it. He was the king and all that, but it's a wonder he stayed over for as long as he did, because there were entire stretches where it was just like, no. No. I mean, I've barely been showing Lawler promos this year just because, like, they're not even really, most of them aren't even really entertaining in a fun way where we could sit here and make fun of them. But this one, as soon as he said that past the football, I was like, oh my God. I was like, I got to play this, because I was like, as I'm watching this, I can just feel BT rolling his eyes right now going, fuck this.
Well, it's like dad jokes, like something I would tell to one of my daughters to just get a horrible oh God, that eye roll or something. But like you said, Lawler used to read all the joke books. He used to, tell the jokes that he would hear Rodney Dangerfield or whoever tell, like on whatever TV show or whatever album he's listening to. And like, if you think about it, Lawler's like 42 years old here. You know what I mean? So he's not necessarily got his finger on the pulse of what's happening. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's in total dad mode at this point. So he thinks that they're legit funny.
Well, and maybe one thing I'm not considering is, all right, I'm looking at this with 2026 eyes. Was that joke not tired in 91? Was maybe not as lame as it comes off now? Or I don't know. We'll move on. Dr. Tom comes out to talk about Eric Embry.
Let me just say it gets worse. Let me just go ahead. Spoiler alert, it gets worse. So there's a segment on this show that I hate worse than that. So there we go.
Well, there's no clip of it. I'll tell you that much. By this
thank
point,
you. I appreciate it.
The next clip we see is going to be the last clip, because I was just like, I think we get it. I don't think I need to put these folks through more of this. You know where to find the show if you want to see the whole thing. But Dr. Tom's out here. He talks about riding the roads with Eric Embry for 9 months, and he knows him better than anyone, and that his goal is to become the unified world champion. And he says to get there, he needs to win that Southern heavyweight title from Eric Embry. So right here, coming up next, Dr. Tom is set to take on Eric's driver, Tony Falk, the chauffeur, apparently, of Eric Embry. And as he gets ready to go to the ring and have this match with Tony Falk, to everyone's surprise, Eric Embry comes strolling out and says, no, he's going to take the place of Tony Falk, and he's going to wrestle Tom Pritchard one-on-one right here on television. And I'm thinking, oh my God, we're actually going to get a wrestling match that somebody would pay for right here on television. So get comfortable, folks. We're fixing to watch an entire match of Dr. Tom Pritchard versus flamboyant Eric Embry right here on TV. So get comfortable. You might want to pause it and go use the bathroom, get you something to snack on or something. We're about to see a full-on main event quality match right here on TV. Maybe.
Scheduled to go in this match. Tom Pritchard's going to be a heavy favorite in this one.
Tom made a lot of good points too, Dave. I think he's right. I think he knows Eric Embry. There's Embry too. I think he knows Embry a little better than we do around here.
Speaking of the flamboyant one, there he is right there calling his driver Tony over. What is he saying?
Oh, Embry's calling Tony out of the ring.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know if he's saying he's going to wrestle.
Well, the referee,
Pritchard.
Frank Morrell, says ring the bell.
Well, Frank Morrell says
Eric
ring
Embry
it.
climb. Hey, I'm ready for this match.
Well, I'm
yes,
ready.
Sir. Tom Pritchard, Eric Embry right here, it looks like.
What about it, Dave?
Pritchard says, come on. Embry says, step aside, Tony. It's up to me. We're going to get it right here.
Yeah.
Eric Embry, Dr. Tom Pritchard. Embry throwing that robe out of the ring.
We didn't have this match scheduled. We didn't have it scheduled.
There's when this
Embry and Pritchard now. There's Embry putting his hands on Pritchard.
The bell,
shoving, Tom.
The bell is sounded. The match is, oh my goodness.
Embry.
He sucker punched him. Wouldn't you know
he
Embry would do that?
Yeah, you knew he would. You knew he would. That's Pritchard coming back on him. Eric Embry. Now here comes.
Oh, come
Eric
on.
Embry's driver.
Now
Tony.
here comes Tony in.
Frank Morrell says ring it, Dave. Yeah, let's ring it.
Boy, I tell you.
Here's Tony. Now they've got Pritchard tied in the ropes here. Eric Embry and Eric Embry's driver, Tony.
They double team. Tom Pritchard looking good against Eric Embry, and then all of a sudden here comes Tony Falk in, and they double up on him. Eric Embry out of the ring now, grabs the chair.
Tom Pritchard is in the ropes there.
Folding metal chair Eric Embry has. He tells Tony, move out of the way.
Morrell says ring it. Let's see if we can get some help out there for Pritchard. They've got Tom busted open there.
Here comes Robert Fuller.
And Handsome Jimmy Valiant. Handsome Jimmy. Boogie Woogie Man. Handsome Jimmy Valiant.
Lucky in there. You were lucky. And you're wrong. The Southern Heavyweight title. It's my ticket to the world title, Pritchard. So it's real simple, man. You or anybody else ain't gonna take the Southern title away from me. Pritchard, when I get my hands on you, man, you ain't gonna be able to.
Eric Embry, the flamboyant one.
Embry throwing around the ring steps there. I told a lie. There is one more clip, but I figured that one's a given. You know the other clip I've got to have, or this will all be for nothing. Okay, so to the surprise of absolutely no one, the match gets started, and Tony Falk runs in, and of course we get a DQ, which eventually brings out Robert Fuller and Handsome Jimmy to make the save. So that's an interesting duo right there, the Tennessee Stud and the Boogie Woogie Man. I don't know. What do you guys think of this segment? Do you like the tease? Do you like I personally, I don't have a problem with it. I know that we do way too much of that on here as far as matches that have run-ins and ending DQs and all that. But I don't know. I think it's okay in this scenario. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I did get excited there at the beginning, thinking about the possibility, but then again, not surprising. And it works for what they're trying to do. They're trying to create some more conflict than what's already been shown from the Monday nights and stuff. So, I'm sorry, but it just doesn't feel intense for whatever reason. It's like, I don't feel the heat coming off of this son of a bitch. It's like the flame's dull or something. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. And it may be sour grapes on my part for the breakup. That it really, really, really was like fucking funeral, man. And so I may be looking at this from a different, outlook.
No, it feels like they're going through the motions here. They're saying the right words, but they don't feel like they have any meaning behind them. What do you think, BT?
I agree with you guys. It doesn't feel like what it should be since they've been here forever as a team, and them breaking up. We should be, oh my God, kind of thing going on, but it's not happening. Also, I'm not sure if it was Dave or it was Corey. They said Eric Embry sucker punched him. Now, I may be wrong here. Y'all can tell me different, but to sucker punch somebody, it's almost like you punch them from behind, right? You punch them, or they're not going to expect to be punched.
Right.
If you're in the ring with your arch enemy, you're expecting. That was not a sucker punch. I was like, that's sucker punch. And I was like, oh my God. So yeah. I'm with y'all. I'm getting no emotion whatsoever with pretty much the whole show except hate. So I hate that. I feel like I know Richard jumped off about this time last year or last season. I kind of feel that. I feel the jumping off. I'm not, but it just nothing really excites me about the show. So
I do feel that it was a mistake. I think maybe I don't know, maybe it's just me, but the fact that they did that misdirection where it seems like they've split, and we build up that Dr. Tom's coming back, Dr. Tom's coming back, and he's going to, and then they just inexplicably they're just back together. It was a ruse on their part. And then what, 2 to 3 weeks later, just kind of out of the blue, they were fine on TV. They were all buddy. And then all of a sudden out of the blue, he hits him 3 times. And then that felt really convoluted to me. And it felt like one of those Memphis things where it was like, all right, we thought we were ready to do the angle, but we need 2 more tag matches with y'all before we can do it. So when you come back, we're just going to have you help Eric, and y'all tag 2 more weeks, and then we'll do the turn. It'll be fine. You know, that Memphis attitude is like, you know, they don't care. They'll go with whatever we give them type thing. But I mean, yeah, he's yelling, he's throwing the chairs down, he's saying all the right things, but I'm like, y'all, I don't feel it, I don't believe it. It's just, this is what we're doing because this is what we do type thing.
It could be also, you know, he was plugged into the booking. You know, he was the booker for a while, and then you could tell Lawler's influence was happening, but maybe he was still doing something. And now what you said about Meltzer saying he thinks Lawler is the only one booking right now, maybe he's pissed off. Maybe he's taken back, you know?
Yeah, you can see that sometimes, I think, where people don't want somebody else's booking to get over, so they don't give it, you know, they don't put their heart into it or whatever. And that may be the real reason why we stop and go on the split. Like, whoever was booking, if Eric was booking and he's like, all right, we're doing the split, and Lawler takes over and like, no, not yet. Okay, well, yeah, we'll go ahead type thing. But I don't know. The big thing we've been building for weeks, besides this Jerry Lawler, Billy Travis shit, and I'm okay, I like Billy Travis, but like BT said earlier, some guys are just mid-card guys, and that's okay because every card has a mid-card, and somebody needs to be there, and they need to be consistent, and they need to be good, and that's kind of his role. I don't buy him as Lawler's main nemesis, and I certainly don't buy him with surrogate Jeff Gaylord and his doing his bidding for him. And why is Billy Travis not in there himself now? He's not burned anymore. The whole reason he had to bring in Not the Snowman is because he had a little sore on his face. Well, that's completely 100% gone. So why is it just Lawler versus Billy Travis? Why do we even need Jeff Gaylord in here? Explain that to me, fucking folks. I mean, it's just so dumb. But again, the angle, we've had this plan for 3-4 weeks now. I've lost track. It all runs together. Jimmy Valiant. Dog of War is looking for Jimmy Valiant because he took Flea and he wants his woman back. And no, he's not going to go out all across the United States and search for her. He's not going to track down Jimmy Valiant in any real sort of way. His answer, and I think most anybody can relate to this, is you just show up at the TV studio every week and hope he shows up and just kind of hang out and see if he comes back up with your woman. Eventually he has to. She's not dead in a ditch somewhere. They'll come back eventually, right? That aspect of it's freaking stupid too. But guess what? Handsome Jimmy's finally here. And guess who else is here? Flea. So was Dog telling the truth the entire time? Was Eric Embry telling the truth? Well, we know he was lying about her being on TV, but he was right about her height. And he was right that apparently somehow her and Jimmy Valiant have resurfaced at the same time. We get the video package again. The boy from New York City video. Boy, if they didn't get, I don't know who spent their time putting that video together, but by God, they got their money's worth because over the years, from when it first debuted until here in 91 and well beyond this, boy, this video got some play. We're not going to show it again because for the 15 or 20 seconds I played it last week, I got a copyright warning.
Oh shit!
Not a strike or anything, but just enough to annoy me. But so we're going to skip past that. We've got a big cluster of people out here doing a promo, and look who comes running in.
I got to back Jeff up. Say the same thing. I never seen him with your girl Flea. That's it.
Well, that's what everybody says. That's what Michael St. John and I tried to tell you the first day.
Tennessee's a bunch of liars. They're lying. All of them people out there lying.
Oh, look out! Look out! What is this? That's Flea Day.
He had me on his. He said we were going for a ride. That's all. He said we were going for a ride. I didn't have any money, dog. How
couldn't call you, dog.
He wouldn't give it. What happened?
We went for a ride, and he said he was going to give me some money. I could call you, but he wouldn't let me call you, dog.
Jimmy Valiant, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you, Jimmy Valiant.
Oh, man. That is Flea, Dave.
Flea, I guess.
That is Flea.
I've been 3 weeks looking for you, baby. 3 weeks I've been looking. Jimmy Valiant, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you dead, Jimmy Valiant.
Chip.
I swear to God, brother, I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole, brother. I'm telling you. Hey, I sure would hate to feed her, you know. Hey, I mean, I think she eats too much. I think she talks too much. Hey, man, I couldn't handle that at all, brother. I swear I couldn't.
Well, I'm confused.
I don't know.
All
right.
I'm going to get you. She just told me the story that you hauled her off, wouldn't give her no money, and I heard you beat her up.
Well, Flea is telling Dog one story, and Jimmy Valiant said he don't know
he
either
said he
one
don't
of
know
them.
anything about it,
Hadn't
Dave.
seen either one of them. But
Jimmy says he didn't have any dealings
I
with
got to
it.
tell you, the grudge match is signed, though.
Well, I'll tell you something. You know, man, Dave Brown, I have belonged to a club or a gang ever since I was 12 years old. I was raised in the streets of New York City, you know, and I want to tell you, I've seen hundreds of guys like this dude right here. Now, you see, there are bad dudes and there are good dudes. I mean, bad brothers and there are good brothers. I know for a fact because I looked right in the eye to the dog, you understand? And he's a bad dude.
Bad dude, y'all.
He is
Bad.
there's good dudes and there's bad dudes. Dog of War, well, he's a bad dude. So here she is. Is this anything like you pictured in your mind when you were picturing Flea? Is this what you saw?
No.
If Samantha was in a Clump movie, if Samantha starred in The Nutty Professor, the character might look something like that.
She looks like an office aide from school when you were a kid. Same body type.
Are we supposed to think that's a different vest? That's not just her wearing the denim vest that Dog of War's been wearing every week, and suddenly this week he's not wearing his, and now she is, and she's been gone for 3 weeks. All right, so Flea, I don't know how much y'all know about this.
I tried to find. I couldn't find anything about her. So
Flea is Phyllis Birch, known to most wrestling fans. Probably better know her as Moondog Fifi a little ways down the road. She's also known as Diane von Hoffman.
Yes.
She was initially trained by Dale Mann. She eventually ended up in Fabulous Moolah's camp in around 1981. So she's been around the business for a little over 10 years at this point. And she teamed with Moolah as Diane von Hoffman. They toured Japan, the Philippines, Canada. She worked a lot with Leilani Kai. Then she shows back up here as Flea. And then again, she would show up in the crowd as a fan of the Moondogs and would eventually be brought in as Moondog Fifi. She would get severely injured in a car accident in 1994 and was thought to be done with wrestling, but she returned in 1999 and stayed active in one way or another on and off until she passed away in 2017 at age 55 due to complications from a knee surgery that she had.
I remember all that. I wrote down that's who it was. I put Fifi, Diana von Hoffman, but I couldn't find it on the intranet about that. But I remember her. I may be totally wrong with this, but wasn't she involved with Tracy Smothers, and there was all kinds of controversy going on because she was talking about Tracy was out of his mind and all this kind of stuff. I think if I remember right,
something about a lot of drama like that.
And Valiant said he wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. That might have been my favorite part of the whole show. Let me just say, that's my kind of woman. I love women that work in the school, and that's kind of woman I want. So, I was okay with her.
But this fucking segment, it is so
bad.
It's bipolar. It's so bipolar, and it's awkward at first. Like all the character witnesses for Jimmy Valiant, like they had to fucking do that. Bring 4 people out to speak on Jimmy Valiant's path. All that was them covering for Jimmy Valiant, because Jimmy Valiant was just gonna come out there and sing some goddamn song lyrics from an Eagles song or some shit.
Daddy.
And then that would have been it. Like, I love Jimmy Valiant, but he didn't know shit what was going on.
He didn't. He didn't know what was going on. He probably didn't even know the angle was going on until he walked through the door. So.
That's why they had all of them go out there and try to make something out of all this buildup. And then you got Dog of War over on this side trying to create it, like have this certain level of, oh my God, this is a serious situation. I'm gonna kill you dead, Jimmy Valiant. Like, he literally said that. I'm gonna kill you dead.
Kill you dead.
Yes.
And they're trying to get that over. And then goddamn Jimmy Valiant's over here on this side. Lawler's smiling like nobody's selling this as serious.
Yeah.
Robert Fuller barely even said anything, and he's never a loss for words. And then it's like Jimmy Valiant's telling jokes. And it's like this fire and ice shit. It doesn't make any sense. Just like the Lawler situation of how he's promoting his main event, how they're treating this situation doesn't make any sense. Now Jimmy Valiant does reel it back in. He tries to steer it a little serious at the very end, but then he just did some Dutch Mantel shit and got down low, brother, at the floor, brother. I'm gonna bring it down here, brother. But still, it was already gone. It was already gone. There's just some Eagles. Like, I was going to get it in. Like Jimmy Valiant, baby. But, yeah, it was already done. It was too far gone. They made a joke of it in the beginning.
Yeah, I thought it was it might be the worst thing in 1991 we've seen. So it's hard for me to say because we've seen some shitty stuff, but not as bad as we did in 93. That was bad. The whole bringing people out. And I never thought about that until y'all said it, but he never was told about this angle until he walked through the door. Probably backstage at the TV studio. Hey, we got you in this angle with this Dog of War
y'all been
guy.
teasing what?
What? I did what?
You're saying I'm trafficking a girl, brother? That's
Name
crazy.
Flea? Name Flea?
And you asked this, in my mind, Flea was typical brunette crackhead. Real skinny, bunch of tattoos. That was Flea in my mind when all this was happening. So, but I was disappointed in that part.
In my mind, if Kimberly, the dirty white girl, went on about a 9-month heroin binge.
Yes, yeah. And got tattooed.
Found her, got tattooed up, and they found her in the gutter somewhere and just brought her to the studio. Like, this is going to be Flea. And they're like, yeah, that's perfect Flea right there.
I need to go to AI for that. So
I'm wondering if they had been like trying to cast this part, like, you know, if they're like, we got to find somebody to be Flea. It's probably like the Black Scorpion. Like 2 weeks in, they're like, who's going to be Flea? And then somebody's like, oh, there's really going to be a Flea? Like, well, yeah, we got to have one. Oh, fuck, I don't know. I guess we can call, what's that? What's the von Hoffman chick? We call her. She's been wanting a job. The funny thing to me, too, so, like, their big defense is, hey, we've all seen Jimmy Valiant whoring around with a bunch of chicks, but never one named Flea. You know, he bangs some pretty high class broads. Like, really? Like, number one, y'all's defense is it's beneath Jimmy Valiant to hook up with a chick with the nickname Flea. Come on now, we can see Jimmy Valiant. We've got fucking eyes. Like, give me a break. The other thing is, we're supposed to believe that his woman has been missing for 3 weeks. He comes running in. They hug each other and stop hopping around like they just won the showcase showdown on fucking Price is Right.
Hey, let me disappear for 3 weeks, okay? I know, you know, y'all don't think I'm that important, but if I disappeared for 3 weeks and y'all didn't hear from me and all this, and I walked through the front door, the first thing my wife's going to say, where the fuck have you been? And all this kind of stuff. She's going to be So, and hell, y'all gonna be mad at me because I didn't even tell y'all I was going somewhere. So, them jumping up and down, I love The Price is Right.
I wanted to put that music behind it. Dun, 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 dun.
You probably get a strike.
Of course, yeah. I have Bob Barker talking about getting your pets spayed and neutered while they're jumping around in the circle, and the two reactions don't meet. They don't mesh at all when they're jumping around celebrating, and he's screaming, "I'm gonna kill you, Jimmy Valiant! I'm gonna kill you! You're gonna die!" Like it was just, it was so goofy. Everything about this show feels like a parody. This feels like that fucking what was that shit they WWE did, the parody thing that was supposed to be like lost footage. The
the territories.
Yeah, the regional wrestling, whatever. John Cena's the announcer.
Look, that wasn't real.
Like, yeah, this could have been a Whitey Jenkins show right here. Like,
it could have been. Yep.
It's so freaking. It's just, I don't know. It's so silly. But we've been building this up. Now he's here. We're going to get this big. I can only, as bad as this segment was, and this made me long for Jeff Gaylord and Billy Joe Travis to come back out again.
No, but you had Fuller come out. I know you didn't clip that.
I can only imagine what this match must have been. Jimmy Valiant versus the Dog of Fucking War. Like,
oh God!
I wish there was a clip somewhere, but I don't think we get one even next week. And I'm not going to spoil it, but just don't get too attached to any of this. Is all I'm going to say. Take that for what it's worth.
Thank God. I'm going to spoil it during the results. So there you go.
All right, that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
That's my gimmick, damn it.
We go into our main event, Expiration of Time, 6-man tag team match that we told you about in the beginning. In the first fall, the winners are Eric Embry, Billy Joe Travis, and Dog of War. When Dog of War pins Freezer Thompson, and guess what? It appears the push is over. It appears we're going back to the way things have been. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we pick it back up next week. But I just feel like that experiment.
He got some punches in on that second fall over there by the desk. So he got some good punches in, Freezer did. So I'm praying. The push is not over.
He's going to be shining out there at Airport Toyota later this afternoon. So it ain't over.
Gonna be hot out there. Gonna be hot. Of course, we go to our second fall after a bunch of other stuff in between. And as you would expect, well, no, not as you would expect, because I expected we got a heel win in the first fall. The babyface will take the second fall. Then in the third fall, we'll run out of time. Well, we ran out of time in the second fall. Things got out of hand. We're out of time. That's it. No winner in the second fall. Dave and Corey just give us kind of a quick wrap up of what's going on. And so ends another tough episode of USWA Championship Wrestling.
I think the highlight was Valiant kissing Lawler on the whole show in that last promo.
It was a shoot kiss, too.
It was a shoot kiss. And then Fuller explaining, we didn't put the promo because it was so convoluted. Fuller trying to explain loss, and there's something going to happen next week. No spoiler alert, but something that has to do with that promo. But it was so confusing. I was like, Robert?
Yeah,
what the hell are you talking about?
He tried to take time to foreshadow next week.
Yeah.
This promo, and it just shoehorned. He just shoehorned it in. It didn't fit into anything that was happening. There was no reason for him to say any of that, but he did. Oh, and the other thing I meant to say a minute ago, and I got sidetracked. Jeff ends up saying it, Robert ends up saying it, but Lawler says, I've seen him with all kinds of women. And Valiant takes time in this very serious segment to go, "Oh, Jerry, but you ain't seen me with any men either, have you?"
Yep.
And then when he kissed Lawler, all I could think of was people saying, "That man a gay. He's a gay, ain't he?"
This couldn't be any less serious he throws that little line in. Then he ends up kissing Lawler, which Lawler looks genuinely
Going Atlantic
uncomfortable
City,
at.
going
And
Atlantic City, baby.
and it was a legit shoot kiss, no hand,
No.
no hand. He no-handed that motherfucker straight lip to lip. And King was like, "Holy fuck!" He wanted to freak out, but he stayed between the ditches.
All
You
right,
could see it in his eyes, though.
Oh yeah. He was like, "Mother." Let's take a quick break because we're about to talk about what we liked and didn't like, and we'll recap a few things here. I don't want to have anybody give their answer before they're ready. So let's take a quick commercial break. We'll come back. We'll take a look at the card, and then we'll find out the good, the bad, and all the ugly from this week's show.
Hey guys, Ray Russell here. Lots of new stuff happening here at WrestleCopia. If you haven't checked out our website at WrestleCopia.com, it's a great way to keep up with the latest episodes of all of your favorite Copia programming, from the Wrestling Memory Grenade to Regional Wrestling with the Territory Talk, the Wrestling Stoop with the legendary Bob Roop, and of course all of those programs also available at your favorite podcast streaming platforms. And if you want to stay up to date with everything going on in the Copia world, all the latest news, random thoughts, fun videos, pictures, and more, make sure to join the more than 33,000 followers over at Facebook.com/Wrestling Grenade. Don't be left out. And last but definitely not least, it's what keeps the entire machine going. I'm talking about Patreon.com/WrestleCopia. We appreciate your support in helping us pay the bills to keep the WrestleCopia podcast network running and enabling us to continue to bring you all the quality programming that we offer.
Hey everybody, I'm Gene Jackson, and I want to introduce you to the Retro Wrestling Archive Podcast Network and the great pro wrestling nostalgia podcast we bring, including the Retro Wrestling Review Series covering the USWA, Memphis Power Pro Wrestling, Continental Championship Wrestling, and we've just added World Class Championship Wrestling, and now ECW. Plus great interview shows like Beyond Wrestling with Rob Hell, where the stories go beyond the ring. Then there's Dangerous Conversations with the legendary Dangerous Doug Gilbert and Tommy Wildfire Rich. Plus don't miss special live streams like Live from the Archive and Arc of an Angle. And the Retro Wrestling Archive Network is growing. We're proud to feature the affiliate shows like STS Pod, The Hang, Classic Pro Wrestling Talk, Get Your Bell Rung, and even more great shows are coming soon. But that's not all. Join the Retro Wrestling Archive Patreon for exclusive bonus content, early podcast releases, special extras, and access to a Google Drive that is absolutely busting at the seams with territory wrestling history, including our legendary Memphis Mega Folder. Podcast, interviews, watch-alongs, live streams, YouTube, Patreon, territory wrestling history. It's all waiting for you at RetroWrestlingArchive.club, where we're preserving pro wrestling history daily. Don't just remember it, relive it.
Tired of the same boring wrestling podcast? Need something with attitude, chaos, and maybe just a little cussing? That's STSPod.club, and we got it all covered. We've got wrestling weirdness with WTF News Desk, 5-minute time limit, and the Southern Fried Brain of me, BT, steering the whole ship. We also have rolling into Mempho every week about the current Memphis wrestling. Interviews, hot takes, and wrestling outrageousness so wild it might get you banned in 12 states. That's right, it's SDSPod.club, or search all podcast catchers for Shooting the Shiznit, where wrestling podcasts grow chest hair. Not sure what that meant. Love my mama.
All right. Well, after what we've seen today, you got to wonder, what is the card that this is all leading up to. Well, let's take a quick look at that, and then we'll see if there's anything good to talk about from this week's show.
First, though, the opening match. Dirty White Boy Tony Anthony is going to be going against that strange Leatherface. Yeah. That's just the opening match of the night.
Bout. That's a great match there in itself, Dave. Dirty White Boy and Leatherface.
Then the next one, Superstar Bill Dundee will be going against Billy Joe Travis. You see that guitar in Billy Joe's hand. I don't know whether he didn't have it with him today, but look out, Bill Dundee, in this match coming up Monday. Then the USWA World Tag Team titles will be at stake. Well, we've already talked a little bit about this one. Doug Masters and Bart Sawyer, the Bartman. Masters said he was going to bring in a partner capable of going for the World Tag titles. Well, he's done it. He and Sawyer will be going against Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller. Following that, a special challenge match. Challenge match of the year. Dog of War and Handsome Jimmy Valiant in this special challenge match. This thing flares up again. And Eric Embry and Dr. Tom Pritchard will be going against each other for the Southern title Monday night. World title. The USWA Unified World title bounty match. That is right. Jerry the King Lawler will be facing the one that Billy Travis brought in, Jeff Gaylord. Then that Redman Rampage Royal we were telling you about. This one, the Redman Rumble Royal. Okay, I'll go along with that too.
As you can tell, I clipped the shit out of that because I didn't even want to have to hear them talk about it in going over the card. I had heard enough of this shit already. So, having heard that, having watched this show, I have to ask this question. This may be a tough one like last week. What was your least favorite part of this week's show?
I guess, I mean, even though it was funny and I got a lot of jollies out of it, I don't think it should have been this way, but the whole Flea reveal and it was I liked it for all of the wrong reasons, and that could be one of my favorites on the show too, but either way, I don't think that they presented this in the right light. Jimmy Valiant telling jokes, Dog of War, I'm gonna kill you dead, serious situation. It was a big yin and a yang right there, ocean meeting ocean. It just didn't mesh together, and I was kind of disappointed. I'll just say I hope Dog of War drives a trike, because goddamn, can you imagine that bitch on the back of a bike?
I wish she'd get on the back of my bike, if you know what I mean. My least favorite part too, Dog of War, the whole bringing out the people, and I shoehorn Lawler's sweater. What the fuck he was wearing? I'll get to shoehorn that into this too, because he was wearing that stupid fucking sweater.
My granny used to make quilts in that type of pattern.
I'll take a quilt. I'll use that as a quilt, but not. I love it that you said Bill Cosby. Oh, I didn't even think about it till you said that. But yeah,
that was a sweater like that. That's immediately who I think of.
That was god awful. It was god awful.
I love that BT's favorite thing is to shoehorn in the word shoehorn after he remembers that I tend to say that from time to time. Least favorite part, as a general statement for me, is just how unserious this entire show was. How there was just nothing here to be taken seriously, as if it was just, all right, we got to do a wrestling show. Here you go. Yeah, I got to agree. I want, even though you can apply the same logic to as what Josh said about the Flea segment to the Billy Joe, Jeff Gaylord stuff, that, you know, it can be your favorite segment because it's funny, but it's not good. But it was not bad on a level that the whole Jimmy Valiant Flea thing was, just because when you sit there and think, and that's all I could think about watching this segment, when you think about the amount of TV time that has been put into this angle so far, for 3 weeks, multiple times he's coming out there and Embry's coming out there, and all the time they invest in this for it to just come off like just a silly ass just joke of an angle. It's just, you feel like you've wasted your time. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing with our lives here that we're investing time in this, 40 years later, and it's just all this bullshit. But that's got to be my least favorite too. Most favorite part, can't wait to hear this.
I've got to go with Billy Joe Travis and Jeff Gaylord. the entire time they were on camera. You talk about getting blood out of a turnip. That was actually what was happening. Because written on paper, it's like, this could skid off pretty quick. And it did, but it was so fruitful in the sense of I hurt my head laughing. I'm at an age where I've got to be careful doing that. You know what I mean? Like it seriously, you could get an aneurysm or something, and I laugh dangerously hard.
I always fear that at my age is the aneurysm when I'm pooping. So, I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah. Well, I got to laughing with the push-up thing and Billy Joe, everything he was saying, the way he was acting. Jeff Gaylord not breaking character. Just, I am so into Jeff Gaylord. He's flexing behind Billy Joe, showing his abs. It was hilarious. And then the match, he almost murdered TD Steele. It was so horrible, and it was so funny. And it just, TD, he must be one of those like glutton for punishment type thing where he gets off on it or something. It's like, you just take me in there and beat the shit for me. That has to be what happened, right? Has to be.
It. Certainly feels like it.
I guess my favorite part was Valiant kissing Lawler. So there you go.
Okay. Somebody.
It was Lawler it was the discomfort in his eyes.
It was the shoe kids. It was a shoe kids. So.
All right, so I'll give you one guess as to what my favorite part of the show was.
Mac Daddy was there.
Goddamn right. Corey Maclin was back, and that canceled out a lot of the bad stuff. Canceled out a lot of bad stuff there. But all right, BT, let's see if they were able to salvage this with a.
And by the way, all three of us said, "Fuck you, we're staying at home."
I'm sorry. I thought my bad. Yeah.
Gene doesn't even watch football, and he's watching Monday Night Football this week. So there you go. Complete 11-4 results. Tony Anthony. Here's something for me to bitch about. Tony Anthony. Why is fucking Tony and we're pushing Billy and Jeff Gaylord. Tony Anthony beat Leatherface. Billy Travis beat Bill Dundee by DQ. Bill Dundee didn't show up for TV. Tony Anthony, no TV. Jimmy Valiant beat Dog of War. You may spoil this. That was might have been Dog of War's last match, but he could have.
Does it give about time?
No, it doesn't. He could have did Louisville, Evansville, and all that. I don't know. I didn't get any results, but he left because of money. So does that
surprise, as Paul would say.
And this will lead to an angle we're going to start seeing Masters and Sawyer beat Jarrett and Fuller to win the tag titles if they go with the steps. That's it for the Jarrett and Fuller.
Split the team.
Yep, it split the team. We have a new champ as Tom Pritchard beat Eric Embry to win the Southern title. Lawler beat Jeff Jarrett by DQ to keep the USWA title. And Jarrett won a red man roll battle roll is what he wrote. I guess that's what it was. Royal Rumble rules. I don't have any other results from the area. God, that sounded like, remember 900 people 2 weeks ago? I didn't get an attendance, but man, would there be 900 people show up for that? That Valiant is a big deal, so it might have been, but I don't know. Yeah, horrible.
If he got more than 900 people, or even 900 people to show up for that, then Jimmy Valiant deserved a bonus of some sort. Because first of all, Red Man Royal Rumble rules is a tongue twister from hell. The first thing that stood out to me when they ran this card on the show was like, what the fuck's Leatherface doing back? We didn't even mention him now. The Texas thing's pretty much dead. But I do have a theory, because when, there for a while, the Hot Topic people, every time I'd post these Leatherface videos on the USWA Facebook, who is that? Who is Leatherface? And then somebody could put it, and then right below it, they would be like, but who is it? Well, when I was studying on who was Leatherface, that was not an easy answer, as we've talked about here, because at different times it was, Dennis Knight, and it was Brian Lee, and it was this and that. And it kept saying, and then Johnny Rotten, and we're not even sure really which Johnny Rotten that is. But I kept seeing where it was Ken Raper. I'm guessing this is the point where Leatherface becomes Ken Raper, because if you remember last week, just out of the blue, Ken Raper appears on television for the first time in 1991. Now the following week, Leatherface is back on the card. And I'm guessing they're like, well, there's no value in putting Dirty White Boy versus Ken Raper in the opening match. But Lawler's got that Leatherface outfit in his trunk. We throw that on him. Now we got Dirty White Boy versus Leatherface. And that 4-door Nova of his.
Red. It was red.
The Nerd Nova.
The red gives him a couple of points, but not enough to make it worthwhile. So, yeah, there you go. A little bit of useless trivia. I'm guessing that opening match Leatherface was Ken Raper.
And it's kind of, I'm starting to believe Meltzer on this one, because that's Lawler. Lawler said, we might as well grab some Leatherface. We got to use this Leatherface suit again. So he must be booking. I
believed in Leatherface as a kid. I was so into it. He was a killer, a murderer. And now he's on first match, no promotion, nothing. Just slide him on in there, let Dirty White Boy, who hadn't been to TV in like 2 months, just beat him into dog shit. Like I know this isn't.
I know this isn't true, because I know Lawler didn't create this one. The guy brought it with him. But like, I always want to picture like Ken Raper shows up and they're like, all right, you can be Leatherface. You could be Jason. Hey, you could be Tagar. We got that. That guy left that in the damn dressing room when he left.
It shoots fireballs. It shoots fireballs. Look.
Want me Tagar? And Ken Raper's like, I'll be Leatherface. I saw that shit. That Tagar stuff was awful. Give me a Leatherface.
And by looking at Ken Raper last week, he's got some height on him, so he could play the part.
Yeah, because when I heard the first thing I thought when they said Leatherface at one point was Ken Raper, I thought Ken Raper was a master of terror. And how do you go from being a master of terror, a believable master of terror, to Leatherface? Because I know he was taller than Ken Wayne, but I didn't think he was that much taller than Ken Wayne. But
who was he in? He was in the ring with Lawler, wasn't he? And he looked really tall up against Lawler. So that Ken Raper.
Ken the Raper.
Change your fucking name.
Yeah. I mean, because nobody would pick that as a ring name if it wasn't their name. But
Jeff Gaylord, he's
got
to. So
he was a All-American.
Oh yeah, what was that? I'm sorry, Gene. I apologize.
He took a picture with Bob Hope back in the 50s.
I mean, 1942.
Yeah, I mean, looking at that black and white, like when they put that black and white picture on the screen, and you look at how young Bob Hope looks, and you see it's black and white, and you look at Gaylord, and then they come back to live, and you're like, well, damn, Gaylord's held up pretty good, because he's got to be at least 68 years old right here.
Right? They had to Photoshop the leather helmet out of the picture.
There's reasons now. He was trying to get back in time, okay? Because that's the reason he went into the same bank twice to try to rob it, because there was something in that bank that got him back to 1942.
Well, he had to get money.
I gotta go meet Bob Hope for another picture. I was blinking in that one.
He had to have enough money for the plutonium. He had to buy the plutonium from the Libyans and meet them in the parking lot of the mall.
That's right. Well, we just made a movie. We need to get that movie out now.
But his stove told him that it was actually in the bank vault, so he had to go in there and get it.
Michael St. Fox was going to get in the DeLorean and go back in time.
Now, Jeff, I don't think we're going to actually make it to the bank on time. We'll just bust through the fucking door. I would pay to see that movie.
I would pay to see footage of him robbing the bank the second time.
Speaking of Jeff Gaylord, I discovered something yesterday. I haven't watched it yet, but my wife started watching this. They've added podcasts to Netflix now.
Right.
That could be a new goal of ours, as we can get ourselves on Netflix, hopefully. But there's this podcast in there called Small Town Murder. and my wife's been watching the hell out of it, and I've started watching them, and they're really good. The two guys
Yep.
on there are really funny. Have you seen it? You know what I'm
Yes,
talking about?
I have.
Okay, so those guys are hilarious, but they've also got a podcast called Crime and Sports where they do just like sports related stories. Well, turns out, and they've been doing these shows forever, like for 10 years. There's like more, I got as many episodes as BT almost.
Yeah.
And so there is a crime and sports episode on Jeff Gaylord, Snuka, and New Jack, and there's several wrestling related episodes. But I specifically am going to start with the Jeff Gaylord one because that I can just imagine how much fun those guys had with that.
I really like those guys, but it's one of those deals where I'll turn shit off. Like I turned off Quantum Leap when he leaped into the monkey. Like I couldn't watch anything after that. They mispronounced Sabu's name throughout the whole episode, so it made me think, oh, they didn't really research any of this. They're just reading off of a card, and it pissed me off, so I won't listen to it anymore. So I got hate.
Watch fucking wrestling matches. All that stuff they read.
I got hate with them because I couldn't say Sabu. So yeah. You want me to go ahead and go over shooting the shiznit and
yeah. So I was getting there, but all right, go ahead.
All right, every day Shiznit Minute talk about current wrestling scenes, all episodes. Memphis in May, we just finished it up. It finished with rolling into Memphis with Boogie Woogie Weekend. He's a Boogie Woogie main on Memphis Wrestling. And guys, I found someone else that hates Jimmy Valiant.
Who?
Jimmy Blaylock. Hollywood Jimmy Blaylock. He says it. He hates Jimmy Valiant. Also, the main event on the show this past Saturday was a Big Booty Fight Club. It was a street fight with Big Mama versus Raven Black. And damn, I believe Dustin, he must have booked that match just for me. This coming Thursday, we have Hit Me With Your First Shots, my music podcast, with one of my friends. It'd be like Josh doing an episode with Richard on this, because this guy and I have been friends since, I don't know, I was a senior and he was in seventh grade. No jokes, please. But we've been friends since then. So,
senior citizen.
Yeah. Senior citizens.
Well, he's not your best friend, by God. He better.
That's
not
right.
be
He's not
here.
my best friend.
I have a problem with that. All right. Well, you know what time it is now. What?
All right. P3 Radio, 4 out of 5 hoots. Remember, it's the podcast that will give you descriptions of videos, but not show you the videos or put them in the notes. Here's the minute. Bull by the horn. I put rock to the mouth. That I'm just going to tell you some of the subjects they covered. Rock to the mouth. What's the first thing you do when you adopt a wolf? A talent show revisited. Bad back talk. I'm not sure why I wrote that, but he had some guy throw body weight on him being for aggressive missionary. That's what happened to Richard this week. They talked about sperm farms. No one alive complains about dildos. I just want you to know that. No one alive does that. Dildos at Walmart. Richard made fun of some guy that could not have kids. They had AI talk. That's artificial insemination. Jerry Reed, damn it, he was in Smoking the Bandit. We had bullfighting without horns. They think they should just take the horns off the bull. But, then we had a horn up the ass. Then, in a shocking story, Britney Spears offers lasagna to the cops to get her out a ticket. That was a good episode, guys. I listened to it this morning. P3 Radio.
Look at that. Smokey didn't even have to cut him short. He stayed within his minute. Well played, sir. So real quick, I want to plug right now, Rob Helt and Scotty Wentz have a brand new addition to the Retro Wrestling Review family. It's the WCCW podcast. They're going back watching World Class Championship Wrestling. They're starting in 1982. First episode will have dropped this past Thursday, a couple of days ago by the time this airs. So make sure you check that out. It's a good show, and there's a graphic for it there that's been going around. Producer Smokey made another show.
That is real chest hair.
He claims it is. He says that was a legit picture of them.
I picture him being a bald chest. I don't know why.
He took his shirt off on a live Friday night, and yeah, he has no hair on his chest. And he has tattoos. He has a penguin tattooed on his stomach. He said that he got because of Iceman King Parsons
trying to steal my gimmick, taking off shirt.
Yeah. He's and Randy Hales stole your gimmick because Randy Hales took his shirt off during a taping of the Beyond Wrestling show. So I haven't seen that, but I've heard about it.
Oh God!
And, make sure you
Please
check that out. That will be dropping this week. Actually, will have dropped yesterday. As this comes out on Wednesday. Coming up on Monday, June the 8th, will be the first episode of the Retro Wrestling Review ECW podcast, where my partner is going to be Brandon Wheeler. I'm excited about that. Brandon has jumped on board, and look at this picture. If you're watching the video, Rob says that their picture looks like them. It's actually them. And that, quote, me and Brandon don't look anything like that. So producer Smokey's going to take that barbed wire baseball bat to their ass. But so this series, we're going to be starting with, it's going to be a watch along. We're going to start with episode 1 of ECW Hardcore TV and try to make our way towards the end. But the very first episode, we're going to actually just be discussing how ECW began from the ashes of Tri-States Wrestling with Joe Goodhart's. We're going to talk about 1992 because there's not a lot of footage of ECW 1992, and what there is, not fun to watch. So we're just going to have an episode discussing that, and then the following week will be episode 0, the pilot show, and the following week we will get into actually reviewing the episodes. I'm pretty excited about that. Should be a lot of fun. Brandon's a great guy. Of course, Josh, you met him last year when he came to Jackson to our comedy show.
Good dude.
So
I'm excited about Brandon and Scotty joining. I like both the guys a lot. Me and Scotty's been friends for a long time and talk on almost a daily basis. So I'm kind of excited. I told him I'm excited about it, but I'm pissed off because when we got involved in all this podcasting, I was not even listening to wrestling podcasts. And then I was always mad at Gene because I had to listen to something he was doing. Now I've got to be mad at everybody. So,
well, sorry about that, but
sorry about your damn bad luck.
What do you? Hey,
that sweater, that fucking sweater. God damn that sweater.
I saw that guy last night. James Storm. Check out RetroWrestlingArchive.club for all the different stuff we offer. Like I say, there's some cool t-shirts up over at the t-shirt store. And also I do want to mention that we have now moved all our live streaming except for the Power Pro show to rumble.com. Wow, what a place, man. They don't mess with anything over there. We've been getting videos pulled down left and right off of YouTube. It's just a matter of time before YouTube ends up killing my fucking channel, I'm sure. So if you haven't yet, go subscribe to us over on Rumble. We're getting some pretty decent numbers over there already, not having a lot of subscribers, and people have been clicking and joining us for the live streams. And so I appreciate that. Make sure you check out our Patreons. Of course, that is patreon.com/retro wrestling archive, and BT's is patreon.com/shootingtheshiznit. And join our Facebook group, the Neutral Corner Lounge, to hang out and talk about the shows and tell us what you liked and what you didn't like and how much you're just absolutely loving 1991 USWA right now. And if you're a person who is a collector type or a trader or anything, if you have Power Pro Wrestling episode 106, April 22nd, 2000, we are looking for that. That's like the only episode we're missing now. And not even Randy Hales has that episode. I talked to him this week. He doesn't have it either. And I've had a number of traders tell me that it doesn't exist. Well, there's a match listing for it. It happened. Somebody's bound to have it. So if you have it, reach out and we'll figure out some sort of trade on that. Guys, I guess that is going to wrap it up for this week. Any final thoughts before we take it home, as they say?
Love my mama.